Welcome to Meet the Teacher 2022 for kindergarten. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for watching the video with us today. Our main goal is to share as much information with you as possible to make sure it's a nice, smooth transition to big school, because we know it's a big jump. Firstly, I'd like to go over our class structure. We have 4 classes in kindergarten this year, and we have a brilliant team. Firstly, on K1 Green, we have Mrs. Madeline Elliott. You might be familiar with Miss Borg. She's on our K1 this year, and she'll be posting a video onto your class dojo to share some more information about the class structures and answer some questions that we've been receiving. On K Yellow, we have Miss Jasmine Murata. And in K Red, we have Mrs. Kira Dorrington. She's with us Monday to Thursday, and Miss Nerily McKinnon on Fridays. And finally, on K Blue, you have myself, Miss Lauren Jenkins. I'm going to start our presentation off with PBL, which is Positive Behaviour for Learning. This is an overarching philosophy at our school at Hammondville, and it has 3 core expectations: be safe, be respectful, and be a learner. Under these 3 core expectations, we build rules and expectations to help support our students and make sure they have a smooth transition to kindergarten, and also a great year at school across K to 6. Part of the language will be coming home as we have weekly lessons in class, and also we will be sharing things like our Hamo Heroes. We may have celebration days throughout the year, so it's a wonderful thing and initiative at our school. Part of Positive Behaviour for Learning, PBL, is dealing with positive behaviour, so being recognised through our new award system in our Hammer Heroes, and all the way up to our new Lieutenant Awards as well. We also use PBL to when a negative behaviour occurs. So when we talk about negative behaviour, we might have a minor behaviour or a major behaviour. Minor behaviours might be calling out, being out of bounds, things like that. They're little things that a teacher may document on a contact slip and directly speak and talk to the child about. When a minor behaviour is repeated, we might then escalate it to a major behaviour, where we follow up with reflection rooms and parent contact. On the other side, we do have major behaviours. That's when an incident occurs at school. Those behaviours are generally dealt with first initially by the teacher on duty or the classroom teacher. They're then followed up with by myself. So we investigate what's happened, look at the preceding events and what's happened afterwards. When these behaviours occur, we contact families. We also may put in what we call a reflection room in place for students involved. In a reflection room, we look at what's happened. We talk about that with the student. We unpack it. We look at what we can do different and what we're going to do moving forward. So in those conversations, we have restorative conversations. So we look at people's feelings and how we can make sure it's a positive situation in the end. Now, one big thing in kindergarten is incidents do occur that we're not aware of. And it's generally because a lot of the kids don't feel comfortable to come and talk to us yet, as they're still building relationships. Another thing that does come up, they don't want to get their friend in trouble as well. But when those things do occur, they usually come out at home with their parents where they feel comfortable, or a sibling. So please let us know if anything does occur, because we can follow it up and make sure we can put things in place if it is a recurring behaviour. Now, on that note as well, if something does occur, please go through the school. Do not go to approach another parent, as this can inflame the situation. And instead of it being dealt with and everyone's okay, it can escalate. And we don't want that to occur. So I'm going to hand it over to the rest of the kindergarten team, and thank you for watching our video.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Elliott and I am the teacher of K1 Green. I'm here to just go through a few little reminders with you. In terms of attendance, I'm sure you can appreciate that attendance is one of the most important factors in your child's success at school, as they do add up over time. Late drop-offs and early pickups do count. In the instance where your child is late for school, they do need to go up to the school office to receive a late note, and so that the office can record their time of arrival. Something just to keep in mind is that even if you are just a few minutes late in the morning every day, that does add up, and that can actually equal up to an hour of missed learning time in the week. So really try your best and try to ensure that your child is at school before that 8:55 bell in the morning. Also, just keep up with our COVID guidelines and information as we publish those on School Bag and through the newsletter as well regarding attendance. School-wide, our absences need to be explained within 7 days. You can do this through a variety of ways. The first way is through the School Bag app. The second is through the office, through a handwritten note with an explanation, signature, and medical certificate if that's needed. In terms of communication, we have a few different avenues that the school use to make contact with parents. At the moment, we're doing fortnightly newsletters, which is school-wide, so that includes a lot of different information. Class Dojo is run by the class teacher and is purely for the class, and that's for day-to-day updates. You can also make contact with your class teacher through Class Dojo, but just be mindful of our working hours and our hours which we will respond to you, which I'm sure your teacher has let you know. Dojos are really, really good just for little reminders for the teacher on the day. So-and-so has a lunch order today, or they forgot their hats, rather than contacting the office for those. If it is an emergency, always contact the office, because that message will get to us quicker. The School Bag app is for reminders as well. Could be about fees or specific dates for excursions or things like that. Our Hammondville Facebook page, if you haven't liked that, be sure to go on and like that, because we're sharing lots of learning stories at the moment on our Facebook page, which is always nice to see. Another app to download is the My School Connect app, which is our P&C run app at the moment, which you can order uniforms through and your lunch orders for the canteen.
So what do we teach? We use the New South Wales syllabus. Key learning areas that we cover are English, Maths, Science, History and Geography, Creative Arts, and PDHPE, which is Personal Development, Health and Physical Education. Child Protection. In Term 2, we'll be covering child protection, and our child protection lessons will make students aware of their rights and what is right and wrong, and how they can be empowered to help themselves. These lessons will include themes of recognising abuse, power in relationships, protective strategies, so know and then go tell. During the lessons, the anatomical names of body parts will be used. An opt-out note will go home prior to lessons commencing in Term 2.
In kindergarten, we start homework in Term 1. The tasks are designed to be completed by your child independently and is a chance for you to engage with your child's learning. Our homework consists of the Jolly Phonics Pupil Book, where students will complete 2 pages each week. An outline can be found in the book's front cover. We also alternate between tricky word practice, which begins in week 7, and words I can read, which will begin in week 8. Home reading will commence in Term 2. A big part of our homework is that it goes home on a Friday and is returned to school on a Thursday. This allows for extra time over the weekend to complete homework, especially if the middle of the week is too busy for you. We are very fortunate here at Hammondville to have a very strong learning and support team. This year, we have Mrs. Deborah Warwick supporting us on Mondays and Tuesdays, and we will also have support from Mrs. Shona Wall, our Learning and Support Assistant Principal. Learning and support programs are here to both support and extend the learning needs of our students. These groups include bounce back, extension groups, support groups, Jolly Phonics groups, in both a withdrawal and in-class support model. Students that participate in these groups will receive a letter from Mrs. Warwick. If you have any questions, please contact your classroom teacher or contact Mrs. Warwick.
Hello, my name is Kira Dorrington and I'm teaching K-Red this year. My job today is just to go over some other information for you. I'll start with Crunch and Sip. Crunch and Sip is our short fruit break that we have every day, usually in the morning session. It goes for about 10 to 15 minutes, and the children are encouraged to bring a small piece of fruit or vegetables and sip on some water. News will be starting in Term 2, and when Term 2 comes around, your teacher will let you know what day your child has news, and you'll also be given a list of topics. Now, we switch up between set topics and free choice news. So on those free choice days, the children have the opportunity to bring in some show and tell or just talk about their lives and their family, anything that interests them really. But like I said, that doesn't start until Term 2, so we'll give you more information on that then. Library lessons occur once a week. Unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, at the moment, we don't have the children borrowing from the library, and we are just having our library lessons in class. Hopefully, those restrictions ease soon, and when they do, your child will be able to borrow a book each week, provided they have a library bag with them. And again, your teacher will let you know what day of the week that is. Hammondville Public School is a nut-aware school. We ask you to please not send your children with Nutella or peanut butter on their sandwiches. We do have several students with really severe allergies, and we do that just to protect them as best we can. The kindergarten dance group. So I coordinate the kindergarten dance group. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to run dance group over the last 2 years, so we're really hopeful that we will be able to do so this year. Auditions won't be until Term 2, just so we can be sure that the dance group will be allowed to go ahead and we've got some performances lined up. So I will let you all know, the teachers will let you know through Dojo when the auditions are. We usually choose probably between 15 and 20 students to be in the dance group, and we have a few opportunities to perform at school events, and also we do our local community of schools concert up at Holsworthy High School. So it's always the highlight of my year, the kindergarten dance group, and so hopefully that can go ahead this year. Just a reminder that notes and money need to go up to the office. Sometimes the children bring them into us in the morning, and that's fine. We can send them up to the office. Otherwise, they can pop up there themselves in the morning. There's a little post box at the front of the office where the notes and money go into. There's also the option of the parent online payment, which is available via the school website. Meetings with your class teacher. So if you have a need to have a meeting with your class teacher, you just need to organise that through Class Dojo or directly with the teacher. Obviously, we're not getting much face-to-face time with parents at the moment, but please contact us through Dojo, and we're always happy to set up a meeting or give you a call, whatever's most convenient at the time. Just a reminder, for if you have any updated medical information for your child, that needs to go to the office, and that includes information like speech therapy or information from an occupational therapist. We just like to keep all that information so we know what's going on with your child. Oh, a big reminder that names must be on all belongings. Kindergarten is notorious for losing items, but usually they find their way back to us if they have a name on them. And also, just again, classroom supplies. So we're just after whiteboard markers, and if you can bring in your child a pair of headphones with their name on it, we will start using them a little later in the year when we get on the devices a little more in class time. If you have any questions, please ask your classroom teacher, but thank you for joining in today, and we look forward to working with you throughout the year.